Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday, April 30th. April 30th already. Yeah, it's April 30th. What the fuck? Time is flying by. I wanted to just make a quick video before I lose the steam, before I lose that passion. Uh, I wanted to get it out um, tonight instead of waiting until Friday. Because, if I wait till Friday, it might not have that same zip. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'll release this tonight or I'll just wait till Friday and just put it together. But yeah, today is Wednesday. It was actually a really nice day today out here in California. Man, but man, the Warriors just lost. They were getting spanked by the Rockets. Getting fucking spanked. Oh, but then at the towards the end of the game, the Warriors bench got involved and they started playing ball, and man, they cut like a 30-point lead to almost 11 points against the Rockets starters, but just couldn't get there. But man, the moral of the story is, man, the bench was clutch. Seeing the bench play like that was fucking clutch. I enjoyed it. But man, let's talk about the workday. I want to talk about the workday, and I want to talk about when older veterans retire. I want to talk about when older veterans retire. Okay. Man, so we had an older veteran retire today, and her name is Elsa. Elsa Garcia. Um, she's been at the post office since I started, like since before I started. Um, she's been at the post office, and today was her last day at work. Like nobody knew when her last day at work was going to be, like in our unit. I don't think anybody really knew. Um, but when we were dragging our mail this morning after the vehicle checks for the people that actually check their vehicles, um, we saw her taking pictures over by the time clock, like doing the pretend last punch picture. And we are like, oh shit, Elsa's last day must be today. Like, damn. We're probably going to have a stand up. Uh, so she'll be able to fucking, you know, get her little certificate and her watch and be able to say some parting words, and for people to be able to say, goodbye and all that good stuff. Um, but we waited around, and the only thing management really wanted to talk about today was the papers for the bids, because we're going to rebid our office from seniority number 1 all the way down to like the whole office. But the bidding, like the routes, will start after the senior carry number 12. I think he's number 12. Everybody from 12 down. I stayed on my route, but we're getting sidetracked on the story. But that's all management really had to say today was, yeah, we the routes are going to be, the last day is on the 9th when they get pulled or whatever. And, we're just like, man, we saw the postmaster walk by, and it's like, hey, are you guys going to have an announcement for Elsa? Her last day? They didn't say shit, just kept walking. And, man, I was like, that fucking sucks. And me and Alicia were talking back and forth, like, damn, that fucking sucks. It's like, man, a person puts 40 years 40 years of service, um, you know, and 40 years of being a union member. And the vice president of our union was there today, and he was asking people if they wanted paper bags or plastic bags for the food drive. And man, like we're like waiting, and people are leaving. People have pulled down and left. And man, one thing that fucking bothers me. One thing that fucking really fucking bothers me, man, is another part of the problem with our union is, damn, we really don't celebrate a brother or sister's retirement anymore. Especially 40 years of service. The post office didn't even have anything to say. Right? And Elsa, like, she's top notch. She's a top notch carrier. Like, comes to work, does her route, she's on the overtime list. Like, she's clutch, like a legit carrier, And man, I just feel like that's so, it's such disrespect. Like, later on, like, the union page posted pictures of, them with their watches, and it's like, oh, they posted pictures on the union page of Elsa, and we had another carrier, Michael Costanza, and Costanza. I always get it, like, his last name reminds me of George Costanza from Seinfeld. But Mike is my buddy. Shout out to Mike. And he retired today, too. It was his last day. He came in street clothes. And Elsa was actually, damn, I don't know if she cased her out, or she was going to carry it, but she was in full uniform, working. Mike just brought donuts in for the carriers. But he had, they took pictures with the VP, and it's like, that's cool and all, man, but what happened? Where's the tradition? Where is the tradition? Like, we used to have, like, everybody gathered around and celebrated and fucking clapped, just gave a round of applause for that carrier that's leaving. And maybe I'm just being too much, but, like, because Elsa, and, like, it's getting down to, like, the last couple of carriers, from my teenage years. Like, there'll be like there'll be like Bryce Wilson, and there's gonna be like Ruben Ochoa, and man, there's gonna be a few that were like friends with my dad, like worked with my dad, and it just sucks, like, because I look at these people, like, that were there before me, and I'm like, that's when the post office was good. Like, man, the post office was so good back then. And then as soon as these pillars are no longer there, it's just like, damn, that's just a memory. It's a memory of what it used to be. And I'm not trying to disrespect, like, or take nothing away from anybody that retires that started the post office after me. It's just a personal thing that I have. Like, man, they were there before I started, you know? When I was just the new kid on the block. They were the young guns, the young vets showing me the ropes. Um, Man, and it's just so disappointing. It's so disappointing not to get celebrated the way I think, or other people think you should be celebrated when you hit that milestone. Um, am I wrong? Or, man, like, what other is there other offices that actually do something? Like, I remember when we used to do potlucks, like, hey, we're gonna have a potluck, and then it's their last day. Bring a side dish. Nothing. Nothing. And I get it. I get it from like the management side. Like, management wants everybody out of the office. They're like, man, we want people out of here. Like, we really don't give a fuck about carriers. I could care less. Like, this management, they don't even have 3 years. The new guy that just started, I think he has 3 years. Never carried mail. Half of these people haven't carried mail. So they could care less. But when you're talking about the NALC in general, there should be a fucking standard. They keep fucking talking about standards. Like, oh, well, if you don't fucking donate to the political fund, then, you can't be a steward because we're held to a higher standard. Once again, like, where's the standard? Where is that standard? Like, when the president can't even come to the office one day. And we had a union meeting earlier this month, and one of the retirees was like, I want to make a motion that the president take 1 hour out of his 8 hours that he's getting paid to make union visits. He couldn't take 1 hour to come down here and say a couple words and address the carriers and address these retirees. Like, both of them are retiring today. We had another carrier, Manny Santalena, Brada. He retired too, but he was one that just kind of squeaked out the door. So, like, nobody knew. But the people that show up and retire on the same day get nothing. And we want to talk about the higher standards. So, like, everybody out there that is in, like, these union positions, what is your take? What do you guys do for your retirees? Because I know a few people where they really go the distance for the retirees. Like, dinners, like, what? Like, they really go all out for the retirees. But damn, is this where we're going? Is this a lost, is it just like is this a tradition that is finally dying off? Like, it's pretty much dead. Because I feel like, in my office, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. Like, we had a carrier, his name was Ty, and he retired, I don't know, a little while back, maybe last year. Let's just say last year. And he had his stand up. Management gave a little stand up, and I was like, dude, where's his watch at? Like, make sure he gets his watch. And, like, I got the fucking stank eye, like, from just a nobody. And like fucking, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like, man, we don't care. Like, we don't fucking care. Like, that's just where we're at. That's where we're at. Like, damn, 40 years is a lot, you know? Like, I came in at 18. I think I celebrated my 18th birthday at the post office. I got a cake and everything. So I was like 17. And then I hit 18 while working at the post office. I believe that's how it was. But man, I just wanted to get that out there. I wanted to talk about it because, man, talking on this podcast is like it's like a therapy, It's like, you ever watch Jersey Shore and they go in the confessional? Like, this is my confessional and I could just talk. And people, man, I'm shocked as hell, but people listen, man. People are actually listening from all over the place and sending me message is. But yeah, man, what do you guys do for your retirees? I hope there's messages or comments that come in like of what you guys do for your retirees, because man, I'm curious. I'm real curious. Like, I'm curious because I know there was a time when it just was so important, and now it isn't. Now it isn't. I just feel like now it isn't. Like, you couldn't have a stand. You took pictures with them with their watches, but couldn't get the units to fucking get together around them, I think that's no class. I think that's no class. But yeah, I think that was my beef for today. Yeah. On another note, I was delivering today, and I saw an old customer of mine. Her mom, she's an older lady, and her mom, Melba, lived on my route, and she used to take care of her mom, and her mom lived to be 100 years old, and I used to drop the mail off. I would drive up to the mailbox and I would honk, and Melba, she would look out the window from her chair, and boy, she used to light up like a LED bulb and just smile and wave, and I would wave at her every day. I would honk, beep beep, and fucking wave and smile, and then sometimes I'd run up to the window and just have a conversation with her through the window. But I saw her daughter today, and she's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while." And I was like, "Yeah, I just got the route changed again, And man, hopefully this will be my new time. It was about 2:45, somewhere around there. And we talked for a little bit, and man, I was asking her how she's been. Like, man, how have you been? And she's like, man, we're gonna get ready and sell the house. We live in Point Richmond, and I have a sister that lives in Concord. Then I have a brother. He lives in here in Napa, and we're just gonna sell the house. We don't have the money to keep it, so they're gonna sell the house and just split it, between the siblings. And man, we got to talking, like, man, how have you been? And man, we talked about the grieving process. And man, the grieving process is fucking tough. And I shared with her because she knew about she knew about my sister, and I'm not gonna edit that out either. She knew about my sister, and she's like, "Man, your little sister, she passed away what, like 2 years ago?" And I was like, "Yeah, about three." Um, and we started talking about grief, you know, and I was like, "Grief is tough. Grief is tough." And I'm looking at a picture of my sister. Uh, it's right here on the table. So when I record, I got a picture of her. But here's one of the pictures. Here's a picture of her. Yeah. So man, we were talking about grief. And man, I want to talk to anybody else. Damn, what happened in my throat? I want to talk to anybody else out there that's dealing with like grief. And I know there's a few. There's a few of you out there. Uh, but and I know you guys know um, all about it, right? Uh, but it's one of those grief is one of those things, And I told her, it's one of those things that it's never gonna get better. It'll never get better. It's one of those things that it's a forever thing. You just you gotta keep that. You gotta try to keep it in check. The best you can, and you have to. One of the things that I try to do, and I was asking her if she does, like, man, you just gotta get that, like, that half hour or that 20 minutes or however much time you need to yourself, every day. Whether you're in the shower, like, and you need to cry or just get those emotions out, like you need that personal time, because sometimes you don't want to be the one that's grieving in front of everybody, because you don't want to bring other people down, and that might not be what happens, but it feels sometimes, you feel a certain way where you're like, damn, I don't want to put a damper on other people, so let me handle this in a shower or sitting out in the backyard, watering the grass, cutting the grass, just doing little things, Um, and then she was telling me about her, like, yeah, like going, like, clearing the house out, getting it ready to sell. Like, it's been nice. A lot of memories have popped up, and I was like, that's freaking awesome. And I was telling her, like, man, I tried to watch The Wonder Years last night. And I was like, I got through the beginning song, the whole "What would you do if I sang out of tune?" And then it came on, and I was just like, I can't watch this. And I was like, man, it's crazy. Like, like I wanted to watch it, but when I turned it on, I was like, damn, I can't watch this. And I was just like, man, that's one of those things where it's just like, that's one of those things we did together. So that was that was our thing. And she was like, yeah, she's like, and I had told her earlier in our conversation, like, I feel you. And she was like, I feel you on that one. And she's like, she's got to be 70, 68, 70. And she's like, I feel you on that. And I just cracked up, like, yeah, right? Like, when you have your thing together with that person, that that's your thing. So you kind of don't want to do it anymore, right? Damn. We're going all levels. We're going all levels tonight, right? Fuck. But anyway, ah, um, man. So I reached over and grabbed her hand and was like, "Man, it's so nice talking to you. So nice talking to you." And she's like, "You too." Like, oh man. Hopefully I'll see you a few more times. I'll be seeing you. And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And went about on my way to finish the route. But yeah, isn't that a trip? That's a trip, right? Um, it was a good day. It was a good day. The Warriors lost, but man, they looked good at the end with the bench. Uh, Retirees retired today. If I don't have to deal with the post office anymore. And man, Corey's podcast was good Monday. Checked it out. Man, looking forward to Wednesdays and Mondays, or Wednesday and Sunday. Pretty awesome. But yeah, that's all I wanted to get out there today. Leisha's out. She went to the gym to go run, and then she went to go get a massage. So she should be on her way home here pretty soon. And then I watered the lawns and watered the trees and the flowers, and man, I'll probably turn on some tube. But yeah, man. So man, a little midweek episode. Want to get out there and just say holla, holla, holla. You guys be good, and let's power through the rest of the week. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking get it done. And man, I'll see you guys on the beach, in the trenches. I'll see ya. Take care.